7 little-known facts about the dangers of antibiotic overuse. Have you ever reached for antibiotics at the first sign of illness, thinking they're the ultimate cure-all? While antibiotics have undoubtedly saved millions of lives, overusing or misusing them can have surprising and dangerous consequences that many of us rarely consider. Today, we're diving into the 7 little-known facts about the hidden dangers of antibiotic overuse. And trust me, some of these might completely change the way you think about these tiny pills. From the rise of unstoppable superbugs to the silent disruption of your gut health, the misuse of antibiotics is not just a personal health issue, it's a global crisis affecting everyone, including future generations. But don't worry, this isn't just a warning. By understanding these facts, you'll be better equipped to make smart, informed decisions about your health. Fact 1. Antibiotic resistance. Imagine a world where a simple cut on your finger could lead to a life-threatening infection. This might sound like a sci-fi scenario, but it's becoming a grim reality due to antibiotic resistance. When we overuse antibiotics, harmful bacteria evolve to outsmart these medications, creating superbugs that no drug can kill. Here's the alarming truth. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, antibiotic-resistant infections cause at least 1.27 million deaths every year worldwide, and this number is rising rapidly. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has identified several nightmare bacteria, including drug-resistant strains of E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus, that are nearly impossible to treat. Overprescription is a major culprit. Did you know that nearly 30% of antibiotics prescribed in the US are unnecessary? Add to this the improper use of leftover medications, and the problem spirals out of control. Fact 2. Gut microbiome disruption. Did you know that antibiotics don't just target the harmful bacteria causing your illness? They also wipe out the beneficial bacteria in your gut. Your gut microbiome is home to trillions of microorganisms that play a critical role in digestion, immune system regulation, and even mental health. However, when antibiotics are overused or misused, this delicate ecosystem can be thrown into chaos, leading to a host of health problems. Research shows that just one course of antibiotics can reduce beneficial gut bacteria by up to 30%, and it can take months or even years for your microbiome to fully recover. This disruption has been linked to conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, obesity, and even anxiety and depression due to the gut-brain connection. For example, studies have found that individuals who frequently use antibiotics are 50% more likely to develop chronic gut issues later in life. Even more alarming, children exposed to multiple antibiotic courses early on are at a higher risk of developing allergies and autoimmune diseases. Fact 3. Allergic reactions and side effects. Did you know that antibiotics can trigger serious allergic reactions and a range of unpleasant side effects, even when taken as prescribed? Statistics show that 1 in 5 emergency room visits related to adverse drug reactions are due to antibiotics. That's a staggering number. Common side effects include nausea, diarrhea, dizziness, and yeast infections. Annoying enough on their own. However, for some people, the consequences can be far worse. Severe allergic reactions, such as anaphylaxis, can occur suddenly, causing difficulty breathing, swelling, and even life-threatening complications. Studies estimate that around 10% of the population reports being allergic to at least one antibiotic, with penicillin allergies being the most commonly reported. But here's the twist. Research shows that 90% of these self-reported penicillin allergies are false, meaning many people avoid effective treatments unnecessarily. This misdiagnosis can lead to the use of alternative antibiotics that might be less effective and come with their own risks. Fact 4. Long-term health risks. When we think of antibiotics, we often focus on their short-term effects, like clearing up an infection. But what if these tiny pills could silently set the stage for long-term health problems? Research increasingly shows that overusing antibiotics can lead to chronic conditions like obesity, diabetes, and autoimmune diseases, issues you wouldn't normally associate with them. Here's why. Antibiotics don't just kill harmful bacteria, they also disrupt the delicate balance of your gut microbiome, the good bacteria crucial for digestion, immunity, and even mental health. Studies reveal that repeated antibiotic use early in life can permanently alter gut bacteria, increasing obesity risk by up to 20%. In adults, long-term microbiome imbalance can trigger chronic inflammation, which is linked to diseases like type 2 diabetes and inflammatory bowel disease, IBD. Even scarier, researchers have found links between excessive antibiotic use and weakened immune responses, leaving your body vulnerable to infections and allergies over time. Fact 5. Ineffectiveness against viral infections. Did you know that antibiotics are completely useless against viral infections like the flu, the common cold, or COVID-19? Despite this, studies show that at least 30% of antibiotic prescriptions are unnecessary, given for conditions they can't treat. This widespread misuse not only wastes resources but also puts your health at risk. Viruses and bacteria are fundamentally different. Antibiotics target the cell walls of bacteria, while viruses don't even have cell walls. Yet many people mistakenly take antibiotics, hoping they'll cure a sore throat or runny nose caused by a virus. In fact, a recent report revealed that in the US alone, doctors prescribe antibiotics for 77% of acute bronchitis cases, a condition almost always caused by viruses. This misuse doesn't just fail to cure the illness, it also contributes to the alarming rise of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. The World Health Organization warns that this growing resistance could make previously treatable bacterial infections, like pneumonia or UTIs, deadly in the future. Fact 6. Impact on environment. Did you know that the antibiotics you take don't just stay in your body? Many of them pass through unchanged and end up in our wastewater, rivers, and oceans, creating a ripple effect on the environment. Studies reveal that up to 80% of antibiotics consumed by humans and animals are excreted into the environment, where they continue to affect ecosystems in alarming ways. For instance, traces of antibiotics in water systems can disrupt aquatic life. Fish exposed to antibiotic-contaminated water have shown weakened immune systems, stunted growth, and even hormonal imbalances. In one shocking study, researchers found antibiotics in 70% of water samples from major rivers worldwide, threatening not only marine life, but also the safety of drinking water supplies. But the issue doesn't stop there. When antibiotics leach into soil, they alter the microbial composition, potentially reducing soil fertility and affecting food production. Worse still, this creates a breeding ground for antibiotic-resistant bacteria that can eventually find their way back to humans. Fact 7. Risk to future generations. Imagine a world where a simple cut or minor surgery could lead to a life-threatening infection. This is the terrifying reality we face if antibiotic overuse continues unchecked. The rise of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, often called superbugs, is one of the greatest threats to modern medicine. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, by 2050, antibiotic resistance could cause 10 million deaths annually. That's more than cancer today. When we misuse antibiotics, such as taking them for viral infections or not completing the prescribed course, we're giving bacteria the chance to adapt and grow stronger. These resistant strains are harder and sometimes impossible to treat. This means that even routine medical procedures like childbirth, joint replacements, or chemotherapy could become incredibly dangerous. The consequences extend far beyond us. Future generations may inherit a world where antibiotics are no longer effective, reversing a century of medical progress. Protecting antibiotics now isn't just about us. It's about ensuring a safer, healthier future for our children and grandchildren. Every time you use antibiotics responsibly, you're contributing to this fight. Let's protect the gift of modern medicine for those who come after us. As we've explored today, antibiotics are truly a double-edged sword. On one side, they've revolutionized modern medicine and saved countless lives. But on the other, their overuse and misuse are quietly fueling dangerous consequences. Antibiotic resistance, disrupted gut health, and even risks to future generations. These are not just distant threats. They affect you, your loved ones, and the world we live in today. Now that you know the 7 little-known dangers of antibiotic overuse, it's time to take action. Remember, antibiotics aren't a quick fix for every illness. They should only be used when prescribed by a doctor and always taken as directed. Let's also do our part in educating others. Share this knowledge with your friends and family to help them make smarter, healthier choices. Finally, if you found this video helpful or eye-opening, Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more important health insights. Together, we can protect not just ourselves, but also the life-saving power of antibiotics for future generations. Let's be part of the solution, not the problem.